The late September afternoon of 2024 simmered in Atlanta, Georgia, where the air hung heavy with humidity and the faint buzz of downtown traffic. Inside the glass-walled boardroom of Horizon Ventures on the 30th floor of Peachtree Tower, the mood was taut, a quiet hum of anticipation as executives prepared for a historic IPO filing. Papers rustled, coffee cups steamed, and the city's skyline gleamed through towering windows. Then, a voice cut through the calm like a blade. "This report's a lie." The words froze the room, pens halting, breaths catching. All eyes turned to the doorway where Amara Jackson, 17, stood in a faded green hoodie, her braids neat, a visitor badge slightly askew. Her gaze was steady, unflinching, as she faced the stunned board. Charles Langston, CEO and Amara's godfather, looked up from the unsigned report, his fountain pen hovering. Moments ago, the room had brimmed with confidence, quarterly figures polished, investors primed, media circling. Now, a teenage girl had thrown a match into the powder keg. "What did you just say?" Charles asked, his voice low, measured. Amara didn't waver. "The numbers for Project Ascent are faked. Vendor funds don't match the city's records, and 2 companies listed are shells, just P.O. boxes." The silence crackled, electric and dangerous. Victoria Hale, CFO, leaned forward, her chair creaking, a forced smile masking irritation. "This is ridiculous," she said, her laugh sharp. "She's a kid. She doesn't know what she's talking about." But Amara held her ground, her voice cutting deeper. "One vendor, Skyline Solutions, is registered to a mailbox in Marietta. I found 3 invoices with different totals, one initialed by you, Victoria." The room stiffened, breaths held. Charles's pen lowered, his eyes narrowing. "Amara, how did you see this report?" he asked, cautious. "I was waiting for Mom after school," she said. "She's in accounts payable downstairs. A copy was left on the printer. I snapped a photo, checked the numbers, and they didn't add up. I couldn't ignore it." Victoria's smile tightened, her tone urgent. "Charles, let's move on. We vetted this with finance and legal. We can't stall for some teenager's stunt." But Charles didn't budge, his gaze locked on Amara's calm, fearless eyes. Victoria's push, her quick dismissal, felt rehearsed, not rattled. "I need a few hours," he said, setting the pen down. "Charles," Victoria began, voice rising, but he cut her off. "A few hours," he repeated, firm. The boardroom emptied, murmurs trailing like smoke, but Amara didn't linger for thanks. She turned, leaving a single truth ringing. "Numbers don't lie, but someone here is." Charles stayed behind, the unsigned report a weight on the table. Amara's words echoed, sharp and unshakable. He'd sensed cracks before: Victoria's missed meetings, rushed budgets, vendor names blending into a haze, but trust had dulled his caution. Flipping to Project Ascent, a $15 million community initiative, he scanned names: Skyline Solutions, Apex Grant Services. They looked clean, but his gut twisted. That evening, in his Buckhead loft overlooking the city's twinkling lights, Charles found Victoria sipping wine in the kitchen, barefoot, her composure flawless. "You didn't sign," she said, not turning. "I said I needed time," he replied, draping his jacket over a chair. She faced him, irritation veiled. "Letting a kid derail us. That's not you." He studied her, no guilt, just control. "Amara's not just a kid. She found a shell company." Victoria's smile didn't falter. "Skyline? I need to check with accounts." Charles stepped closer. "The same accounts you reshuffled last quarter?" She sipped her wine, silent. He changed tack. "Ever meet Amara's mom?" Victoria blinked, caught off guard. "At a gala, years ago." "What?" "She believed this company stood for something," he said. "I'm checking the report myself." Victoria's smile wavered. "Don't let sentiment cloud you." But that's what sealed his resolve. Her calm was too perfect, too practiced. That night, Charles called Lena Harper, a seasoned attorney with a knack for uncovering buried truths. "Lena, I need you to dig into Skyline Solutions and Apex Grant Services," he said. "Off the books." She didn't hesitate. "Fake vendors pre-IPO? That's federal trouble. Give me 24 hours. By midnight, Charles sat in his study. Amara's notes beside the report highlighted city records, handwritten discrepancies, a scrawled P.O. box mismatch. At 17, she'd outdone his auditors in a weekend. He called Nia, Amara's aunt and guardian since her mother's passing. Is Amara safe? He asked. She's in bed, Nia said, groggy. Why? She stirred something big. Keep an eye out. Nia's voice softened. She's like her dad, quiet till it counts. The next morning, Charles arrived early, the office still dark. He pored over vendor contracts, Amara's notes guiding him. By 9 a.m., his assistant, Ethan, entered with coffee. Media prep for the IPO? He asked. Charles shook his head. Close the door. Skyline Solutions ever meet them? Ethan frowned. They're under Victoria's outreach. Just names and reports, no meetings. Charles nodded. Pull every invoice. Email, PO for Skyline and Apex. Quietly, Ethan hesitated. That'll raise flags. Do it, Charles said. And if anything feels off, come to me. Lena called back. Skyline's a Delaware shell, 8 months old, no staff, no office, she said. Apex shares its mailbox. Both list Marcus Hale, Victoria's cousin, as contact. Funds looped to a Cayman account labeled consulting fees. Charles's grip tightened. She's laundering through fake vendors. Lena's voice was grim. If you'd signed, you'd be in cuffs. We need an insider to prove you didn't know. Charles's mind flicked to Ethan, loyal but timid, then Amara too young for such weight. A reimbursement form, tucked under the report, caught his eye's signature, forged, close but not his. Victoria's betrayal was inked in plain sight. That evening, he met Amara at a midtown diner, her mother's old haunt. She slid into the booth, hoodie swapped for a blazer, eyes wary. In trouble? She asked. Not yet, he said, sliding over a vendor registry. You were right. Amara scanned it, nodding. What's next? We're building a case, quietly, he said. But they're watching you. She pulled a paper from her bag. Zoning complaint for Ascent. They claim city approval for housing, but it's green space. Fraud. Charles unfolded it, her citations flawless. You did this alone? She shrugged. Internet's free. He smiled, pride swelling. Stay safe, Amara. You're a threat now. That night, Amara stepped off the bus near her Decatur apartment, the streets familiar but uneasy. A black SUV idled half a block away, windows dark. She quickened her pace, slipping inside without looking back. Nia, stirring dinner, saw her face and froze. What's wrong? A car's outside, Amara said. It's been there since I got off. Nia peeked through the blinds, her jaw tightening, and called Charles. 20 minutes later, he arrived with 2 security guards, his tie loosened, eyes tired. You're okay? He asked. Nia nodded, tense. I don't like this. Charles turned to a guard. Watch the block, rotate cars. No one tails them unnoticed. To Amara, he said, this is because of you and that zoning find. It's dangerous to someone big. She exhaled. I'm not backing down. He nodded. Meet me downtown tomorrow. There's something you need to see. At 8 a.m., Charles led Amara through Peachtree Tower's basement to a locked records room, steel shelves packed with old files. Ascent's first proposal, he said, pulling a binder. Victoria changed the scope 3 times, inflating budgets without board approval, timed for holiday gaps. Amara flipped through, spotting a Northbridge consulting invoice, signed C. Langston. That's not you, she said instantly. Charles's jaw tensed. No, she opened her tablet. Northbridge's routing number matches Apex's. It's a shell, tied to Victoria's old property Dela shuttered church, no permits. Charles paced. She's washing money through dead real estate. Amara nodded. This isn't just fraud, it's a network. That afternoon, Ethan slipped Charles a flash drive, voice shaky. A call, Victoria and Marcus Hale. She said your name was their shield. Charles listened, Victoria's voice chilling. Charles won't check. He trusts me. Another log showed her trying to erase Amara's HR file, flagging her as unstable. They wanted me gone, Amara said, eyes hard. At Marseille's, a discreet Buckhead bistro, Charles faced Victoria in their usual booth. She sipped rose, pearls gleaming, unruffled. He laid out the zoning complaint. You lied, he said, voice flat. To everyone. Her fingers tightened on her glass. You don't know what you're holding. He slid over forged papers. Shells, offshore accounts, my name faked. I have your call with Marcus. Her composure cracked, but she leaned in, voice icy. Your name's on everything, Charles. If this crashes, it's your legacy. He stood, leaving without a word, her threat lingering like smoke. That night, in a downtown garage, Charles handed Lena the flash drive, Amara's notes, and photos of Victoria meeting Marcus. She thinks she's untouchable, he said. Lena's eyes hardened. She's wrong. Amara texted, tomorrow, boardroom. I'm ready. At 9 a.m., the boardroom buzzed, executives tense under the morning light. Charles entered, Amara at his side, her calm a mirror of his resolve. Victoria sat poised, her smile a mask. Let's begin, she said, but Charles raised a hand. First, a matter of trust. He laid out evidence audio, shells, forgeries as Lena projected Amara's flowchart, money snaking through fakes. Victoria orchestrated fraud, using my name, he said. Her laugh rang hollow. A teenager's fantasy? Lena held up the flash drive. We have your voice, admitting to framing Charles. The board erupted, chairs scraping. Amara faced Victoria. You tried erasing me last night, but I'm still here. Victoria's facade shattered. You don't know this world, she hissed. I know right from wrong, Amara replied. Federal agents entered, cuffing Victoria for fraud and conspiracy. This isn't over, she spat at Charles. Someone bigger's watching. He didn't flinch. Let them come. That afternoon, on the tower's rooftop, Charles and Amara watched Atlanta's skyline, the city alive below. You saved more than a company, he said, handing her a scholarship envelope. She smiled, eyes wet. Only if I intern here next summer. He laughed, pride swelling. A letter arrived later, unmarked, with one line. Stop the girl, or her next signature's on a grave. Amara's resolve hardened. Her father's files, hidden in a fireproof box, held a 2017 audio of Victoria plotting with a distorted voice. Charles trusts me. Will sell high, vanish. The voice wasn't Marcuse, it was higher, colder, someone still in the shadows. Was Amara's public stand reckless or essential? Should Charles have confronted Victoria privately to avoid escalation? Can a teenager's truth topple a corporate empire, or will the real mastermind stay untouchable? Share your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for stories that demand you choose a side.